Oh.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Business List, your source for stories and some party. Am I good now?
You got by the
your
CIA
internet
for a second
struck
there.
again.
Yeah.
That's what you get for
right
having
now?
the mutualist internet.
That's fair. Good evening, everybody, and welcome
You're
to the
suddenly low resolution, but you're here.
Do I need to restart and come back
Amanda
in?
Griffiths reporting in from Minecraft.
Yes.
Okay, I'll restart.
Now,
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Business List, your source for stories.
It's other stuff.
Yep.
Are we all right?
It looks like it.
Kind of.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Business List, your source for stories inside the party, across the country, and around the world. We are what the fuck? What?
Your internet is your internet's having more problems than Donald Trump in a meeting full of intelligent people.
She's hot spotting off a Nokia.
If I hotspot, we might do better. We might actually do better.
Yeah, currently you're like.
So let's try this. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So how's it going tonight?
So, Rose wishes to join us.
It does, but it's the same link as every week, Rose. Same link as every week. We got some dead air for a second here, so
It just makes it more exciting when people do stuff. See, I thought the entire point of the show was just to make fun of Amanda. So yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Yay!
Yay!
So far, you haven't buffered.
And welcome to the Business List, your source for stories inside the party, across the country, and around the world. We are LP Alliance, an intercaucus coalition, rebuilding the Libertarian Party and revolutionizing the Liberty Movement. My name is Amanda Griffiths. I'm joined by Keith Thompson. I'm joined by the unholy army of the Night of the Chat. We will soon be joined by Rose Leatherman. I'm not joined by Kyle Davis. He's just here. Everyone, how are you?
See, this is why Kyle makes your internet bad.
Yeah, no, it's terrible, honestly. And we're only going to be living closer to one another soon, so I'm kind of afraid.
Your internet will never have a problem
data
again.
through your connection.
Yeah, exactly.
See, honestly, my internet only has a problem when I'm streaming with you. It's on. I'm serious. It's never been a problem when I've done other streams with people. It's only you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Amanda's on that Babby's first ADSL.
It's not Babby's first anything. It's honestly it's only when I'm with you. Only when I'm with you, streaming.
It's because her computer's a leap pad.
Everyone, we begin tonight with news. What? You all right, Kyle?
Your computer's a leap pad. Yeah.
We continue. We begin and continue as well with a story out of New Hampshire. The party of New Hampshire, a party in New Hampshire, had its.
Do they have a party?
I mean, they might have had a pity party after their disaffiliation was upheld by the Judicial Committee. This decision unanimously. That's 7 ayes, 0 no, 0 abstentions in favor of upholding the National Committee's decision to disaffiliate the New Hampshire cohort. So, everyone, are we surprised? Are we surprised with the outcome? Like, at all? I need to mention there, we're not surprised it was unanimous.
I would not have been surprised if there was an abstention, but I didn't expect people to vote against it. I think it was clear that the LNC had the authority to disaffiliate. I don't think any bylaws were violated in doing so.
Yeah, no bylaws were harmed in making this disaffiliation.
And while the former New Hampshire affiliate's lawyer did a great job considering what he had to work with, they didn't have much of a case, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's true. So now we wait.
Hewitt's argument was basically, do you understand how hard this is? I have to deal with Jeremy Kauffman.
That wasn't his argument.
It is valid.
Representation.
Well, I mean, that was kind of his argument because he kept being like, I'll let Mr. Kauffman answer that. We now wait for opinions to trickle down.
Um,
I
and
have,
Those will be
Yes.
fun to read.
they will. They will be. They will be fun to read. Some of them. Others of them we will not be reading because we don't read things that nobody writes. But the ones that people write, we will actually read. I'm kind of,
I don't think we're going to get AI generated JC opinions.
Oh, we are. We are getting at
okay.
least
really?
You think?
generated JC appeal or JC opinion. And
Come
it's
on, I
exactly
think
what you expect.
Could they present them in Wingding's font for you to read?
I would enjoy that. I would enjoy decoding the JC opinions in Wingdings as well as Webdings. Webdings is harder though. So
Webdings was harder.
yes, we will probably be reading some of those in funny voices. To be fun. I'm looking forward to. My guess is Jeff Niels is probably going to chastise the LNC for disaffiliating this meeting.
My understanding is Jeff Niels doesn't exist. But we'll
Really?
see.
I mean, I would expect him to write something. It's Jeff Niels.
He
Come on.
doesn't exist.
No, his opinion doesn't exist, apparently, according to Kyle.
I don't know that for sure, but that is what someone not on the JC told me, is that he intends to sign on someone else's. So we'll see
I
if
mean,
that's
at least
true.
his vote existed, and it was correct.
It's true.
Where is that?
I don't think the reasoning needs to be much beyond the LNC did not violate its bylaws.
True.
That's true too.
But apparently it's very totalitarian for a voluntary group to have rules for membership in the voluntary group and then insist on people following those rules if they want to remain members of the voluntary group voluntarily.
Well, it's easy to have problems with someone when you're KK Kermit.
He did somewhat,
Sure.
didn't he?
Mm.
All right, so
It's so weird how people I rarely see people make this argument for organizations other than the Libertarian Party. Like, you don't generally see people who would actually make the argument that they would have the right to join, for example, an explicitly Christian organization, be tasked
And
with
endorse Satan.
messaging and openly promote Satanism. Okay, I think most people would think it was understandable if they decided to remove you as a messenger, because clearly your values were not in line with the values of that organization.
well, and
So
again,
You
Yeah,
guys
but-
claim
but-
to be forgiving.
people go back to the free
Right,
speech, and I feel like a broken record with this, but when association is part of free speech, there is a reason why these two things are linked when we talk about them. Because if you are forced to associate with someone, then your speech is forcibly tied to theirs. If there is no recourse for us to distance ourselves from people who are not promoting libertarian messaging, then we are forcibly tying our own speech to theirs if they are calling themselves an affiliate. We are forcibly affiliated with their speech. So
Well, I mean, here we have an affiliate that has called for deportations, that preaches Hoppianism all the time about how community standards should get you forcibly removed from the group. And
Yes,
now
they've
when they're disaffiliated,
reinvented
they're saying, "Wait, you can't say we're not part of the group."
the same people who talk about wanting to purge other people from the party. So everyone
Yeah.
that they deem a leftist, which to right-wingers really just means anyone who has actual libertarian principles, hasn't fallen for the Hoppian
Only-
brain rot where you reinvent the concept of crimes against society. Hey, one of our most core principles is that in order for a crime to exist, there has to be a victim. Hoppians go full circle back into reinventing crimes against society and then using those crimes against society as an excuse for why they should be able to physically remove people from their ideal society.
indeed, Archie, hippity hoppity, you've been helicoptered. I was trying to think of a hippity hoppity rhyme, and Archie gave it to me, so thank you for that, comrade. Yes, we have, and we also now wait for new affiliates to come pouring in from the great state of New Hampshire, petitioning the National Committee to affiliate them. Only time will tell. We should have a reality show, actually. It should be a reality show to see who gets
God.
the next New Hampshire affiliate.
Little
We,
talk show to see.
Big Brother style.
Given what I've heard about various individuals and entities that are trying to become the next affiliate, I would really like to see that reality show. I feel like that would be amazing television. I would watch it.
You
It's just Kaufman with the Scrim and Sicilian pizza mustache on.
That's right. Yeah, Kaufman's got like his little Luigi,
How do you do, woke people?
I just
So it would
see.
be,
I imagine.
Battle of the
I imagine
potential
Ben Weir
leaders.
showing up in the sheriff outfit.
Ben
like,
Weir is
kinda
absolutely
confused.
the kind of person who would like come up with a skateboard saying, "How do you do, fellow kids?" That is Ben Weir's vibe. How do you do, fellow libertarian?
Fellow
Libertarians.
emos.
Yeah, fellow emo.
So how would
I
this
will
be
very
judged? Like, what kind of tasks would be put them through to judge who's going to be the new NH affiliate?
Oh gosh.
They would have to pick a school of libertarianism with which they didn't agree and defend it vociferously in debate. They would need to stand on one foot and recite the works of, oh man, I don't even know. Not Rothbard, that's too predictable.
No,
Stand on
of the
foot.
authors of Rotor.
Stand on foot and recite Rotor.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
of your rules of
evil.
That's
order.
mean.
That's monstrous.
The Mobility Independence Foundation deserves everyone's attention all the time. Please donate to them.
Absolutely.
You should be the center of our attention, our world, clearly. Will you be the new
It's
Hampshire?
because you're so small, Tom. It's hard to see you sometimes.
But like we can just revolve around him then.
I mean,
Um,
he probably has little platforms that come out like on one of the big trucks.
Yeah,
let's not-
that is the way. It's true.
Yes. What other
Yeah,
news?
I don't think we're in any rush to affiliate just anyone who applies. They need to be thoroughly vetted, and we make sure
I
they're stable
really like-
first.
Thoroughly vetted to make sure they're stable because we will indeed be getting animals. So, make sure they're in a stable.
That's a tall order. Stable.
Make sure they're up to date.
Now
on their
you're just
shots.
asking too much.
Yeah. I think that's honestly the problem. Is
If
too
a-
many libertarians just aren't up to date on their shots.
If a
They're-
stable is good enough for the
Yes.
Lord, it should be good enough for New Hampshire.
You heard it
Indeed.
here first. Amanda just came out in favor of the COVID shots. She
I'm
wants
actually
mandates.
not. I have not.
Like
gotten
you believe in
vaccinated
germs?
for
I thought you
COVID,
were libertarian.
which is probably going
Nope,
to
it's
shock
out there.
people who think that I'm some weird, crazy communist. But I have not had the COVID vaccine. Moving right along, what else has happened in the world and in news of the world? So we are hearing that individuals who are allegedly destroying flock cameras are getting their cases dismissed, which is beautiful. We've heard about a Claremont County man who's faced felony vandalism charges. This is Corey Morlock, was accused of damaging the camera system on June 13th and has had his case dismissed, which I don't have a whole lot of faith in our justice system, but I do like to
No,
see.
but that's beautiful.
Yeah, it is a beautiful thing. The other thing too, this came up I think yesterday, is that regardless of what you think about other libertarian policies, if you're an anti-flock person, the one ticket that you can vote for, the one type of candidate you can vote for that is definitely going to make sure you don't have flock cameras in your town is going to be a libertarian candidate.
Yep.
That is a thing.
Republicans and Democrats both like spying on you, just for different reasons. The Republicans will just have the flock camera turned towards your bedroom.
And the Democrats will have it turned toward, I don't know,
Toward the bank.
university. Yeah.
I mean, for the
Um,
right, you just have to explain to them that these will be used to enforce the next lockdown, which is true. I mean, there's going to be another
Yeah.
one. if
Well,
not
no,
because of
that
the
doesn't
pandemic,
work because the fight will be like, but if we're in charge of the lockdown, then it's fine. We can lock down the
We'll always
communist
be in
groups.
charge, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't give the government a power you wouldn't give to your worst enemy because they're the same.
Yeah, people seem to forget that their favorite politician is not going to be in office forever. And again, people just insist on learning this lesson over and over again.
So this is the weird thing is, and I was talking with someone else about this recently, the argument that I don't want to give anyone power that can then be used against me Yeah, it's a fair argument, but it doesn't work as well these days. Like, because it's still it's a kind of atomistic argument, right? Like, it doesn't really matter to me what offenses are being contributed, what offenses are being committed against other people. It's that then they can possibly be turned against me, and I don't like that. I found it actually doesn't appeal to people as much past a certain generation, where they actually want to hear about the more universal abuses. The principled root of what's being done and why it's a bad thing. Again, just something interesting that I have realized.
I wish I'd had that same experience, because like it's always a very small minority of people I talk to who actually for whom the principled argument actually resonates.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, people seem to need it spelled out for them. Well, okay, this might seem good now, but imagine when there's a Democrat in office and they enforce another lockdown, and flock cameras can tell them if you are violating it.
Yeah, no, I've had the same experience where people will see nothing wrong about the war in Iran, but when their gas price goes up slightly, then they're against it.
Okay, but that's different, because that's proximity of the issue. That's not like, oh, it's going to happen to me, that this abuse is going to happen to me. I completely agree with you there. That's and indeed, gas prices have gone up. I think the average is $4 a gallon across the country.
Yep.
And Donald Trump is not apologizing. Everyone, he has tweeted that he will never apologize.
Yeah. You got to pay a little bit more to keep Iran from having
making sure Iran wasn't going to have a nuclear weapon. You know, that thing that they've been 2 weeks away from for the past 50 years.
He will never apologize.
But also simultaneously wouldn't be getting for decades because of the bombing campaign.
He is also,
we've obliterated their military,
for 60 years,
also,
and also,
you're right. But
also
also,
2 weeks.
Threatening, by the way, an economic D-Day. The most crushing economic operation ever taken against any country against Iran. This comes from CNBC, threatening severe financial penalties on any nation that helps Tehran evade sanctions.
Do we have any more screws to turn there? Because we've already tariffed the planet. Like,
we did tariff the penguins, but these are all around sanctions. Okay, like I mean, if there are
if we impose secondary sanctions,
way scarier because Donald Trump said so.
If there are any brass instruments in Iran, they will be tariffed even more obscenely than the brass instruments that are not from
exactly
Iran.
Right.
Yes.
So the D-Day is for dumbass.
The D-Day is yes.
Dumbass who manages to destroy the entire world.
But the important thing is that it's not just against Iran, right? It's against any country that Trump sees as helping Iran, right? Or
it was mostly directed at China and Russia, which the level of delusion to think that he has any leverage over Russia and China. I mean, look, the guy is delusional and desperate, because he would. That's the thing. Trump would destroy the planet in a nuclear holocaust before he would admit defeat. And that's the problem. Like this. I mean, we thought that Biden was bad with his cognitive decline, but in Biden's case, it was more of a lights are on but nobody's home situation, where like it was pretty clear that he wasn't actually the one making the decisions. In Trump's case, like there is still enough of him there that he is calling the shots.
Trump is making people. Nobody is making this.
Right. There are people who has something to gain from having him in office, so they're letting it happen.
Right.
This entire presidency has been like...
The nukes are going to go off, and it's going to toss Trump in the catering cart, like Indiana Jones in the refrigerator.
But this is an interesting point, because again, it's for Biden, you're absolutely right. It was everyone but Biden was making the decisions, right? So everything was being outsourced to bureaucracy. You didn't know where the buck stopped. With Trump is the only one making any decisions. And
Trump is the bureaucracy.
Yeah, well, he is the bureaucracy, and again, bureaucracy is decentralization with an alibi. So the bureaucrats are just his toadies at this point.
Right. I mean, well, he's surrounded by loyalists who have something to gain from being loyal to him.
Correct.
It's just like this whole presidency. It's been like, imagine being strapped to a chair and watching a toddler play with a machine gun. That's what it's felt like.
Now there's a libertarian future.
Or being in the back seat with a driver who's drunk off their ass and being completely powerless to do anything about it.
And also the people on the
So-
season side, you're cheering them on, like, I voted for this, as you fly off the cliff.
I saw Death of Stalin for the first time recently,
Who made you see that?
and
They got a while back.
some bitch, like watching everything going on with Trump. It's just like, I understand how this has happened, and I understand that it's happening again, and there's nothing that I can do about this except for fucking protest and go out and do things about it.
We're headed for a brick wall. Yeah, that'll show those libs. I voted
Yeah,
for this.
we're gonna own the libs.
Yeah.
Right? Oh my god.
In other news,
Take that, lib. You can't control me if I'm dead.
in other news, we are hearing about a new type. Well, since Flock is so unpopular now, we're now hearing about a new type of technology that can link license plates with your phone. This comes from Tech Radar. This is called Signal Trace. And what happens is that it identifies the types of devices that are in a car as it passes by and can link them to a person even if the license plate number isn't visible. So again, we knew this was going to come, right? Where people were cleverly figuring out how to cover their license plates and obscure them from being read. Now we don't need that. If you've covered your license plates, you can still use Signal Trace and they can pick up what devices are being used. So for example, a car might have an iPhone, Audi stereo, pair of Bose headphones in it. And the next time that combination of devices is detected on the Signal Trace network, an alert can be sent to law enforcement. So, you know, say you're a
This
police
one's-
officer and your ex-girlfriend has an iPhone and has this kind of car and a stereo system. Then anytime that she drives by somewhere, then you can be alerted to the fact that she is in a particular location. Kyle, you look up.
Also, it
satellite.
sounds like a great opportunity to frame
they-
people. It's like
they
browser
literally are
fingerprinting,
making-
but in real life.
Yes. They're making a claim, though, that this is not a big deal because it can't be done while you're moving, because it takes too long to make a connection with the radios.
So when you're
only
is
when you're stopped.
So we would be
that's their
violating
claim.
the
It's like,
Constitution.
it's
but
only when you
there's a
stop
technological
somewhere. It's
limit.
like, oh, at every red light, it's
So-
stop and go traffic.
well, so
Yeah,
if I'm
they
in my
just have that
house,
red
then
light.
they detect it there too.
They're already doing
Um,
that because they're replacing flock cameras with Axon cameras because,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
people will get
Uh-huh.
less upset if they're less visible, I guess.
Flock
Or
off.
at
Yes.
least that's the theory. So they'll probably be at
speaking
red
of-
lights.
Oh, it's gonna be
I-
like the
I was at
Democrats
a-
and Republicans, like, oh, it's not Flock, it's the other one. We got to support this other
Right.
spy camera company.
I was at the big Deflock Further event this weekend, or this, I guess it was Tuesday. And one of the
was
things that, yesterday was Wednesday, was it last night?
Yeah, that was last night. Never mind. Maybe it wasn't. Sorry, go on.
Last night was dinner with Sarah and Andrew, so it was the night before. John Padfield, a longtime libertarian that then went to the Republicans and now is apparently back in the Libertarian Party, showed where there was a Flock camera that had been mounted 3 feet from someone's house, along with one of the microphone systems, to be listening to the things going on in this person's yard. But it's legal because it's on public property.
Right, you have no reasonable
so-
expectation of privacy in your house if it's visible from the street. Like there's one that's literally pointed at this woman's window.
Yeah.
This is similar to the data center disconnect that people have, which is that, you know, okay, if you're not directly on someone's property, any infringement upon, upon their person that is not directly infringing upon their property is fine. And this is, by the way, why propertarianism is not the end all be all of libertarianism. Because
Yes, I'm not touching
if
you
it ends at your
philosophy.
property. If it stops and
Right.
ends at your property, then it doesn't matter what actually happens to you as a person. So this is what's happening
Right.
as well.
This isn't a neighbor setting up a camera. It's the government setting up a camera. I think there's a good difference there.
Well, both of them.
It's the reasonable expectation of privacy thing. Like it was supposed to protect you from like if someone is walking by your house and they're just looking around and they look at your house and they see you through your window from the street. Okay, they're not violating your privacy. If they say are taking pictures of the scenery and they just happen to get you when you're out on your front lawn in the photo, that's not a violation of your property. Like those are reasonable. Having a camera pointed at someone's house at all times and recording their movements, recording when they come and go, that's something else entirely. Like The reasonable expectation of privacy standard was never meant to apply to 24-hour surveillance.
But again, and then it has to
Indeed.
apply to the individual rather than the extension. If you want to be a proprietarian, then essentially the origin of the individual's ownership rights, right? It has to apply to the individual first and foremost. And this is something
I definitely want to touch on the data center.
Yes,
I think that's a big one.
this was something that this is a point that Kyle was making about the data center disconnect that people have when they are pro data center because yay industry, private organizations, what's the matter? Not realizing that there are significant degrees of noise and privacy pollution that go on when you have these centers. So Kyle, please continue.
So one of the things that happens, there's a range of frequencies, for instance, that the government regulates that you're not allowed to put out as noise pollution. And the idea is that that's the audible range. And data centers are just below that audible range, but they're really fucking loud. The intensity is really high. You can't hear it, but there are people that can feel it, and it disrupts your sleep cycle. Similarly, because of the way the government forces water pricing and energy pricing, the rates go up for everyone because the rate must be the same for everyone. So it doesn't matter that the data center is taking up 80% of the cost and thereby driving those costs up. The data center gets to subsidize their rate on you. And so what happens is like, there's the argument that like the data center is going to come in and they're going to have their own private property. That's totally true. I'd be fine with that. If they're on their own little space, they're doing nothing else, fine. If they're paying the reparations when they damage someone else's property, also fine. I'll deal with this. As soon as it starts damaging your property and they don't have to pay anything, or the government, even worse, is telling you have to pay for that fucking data center, it's no longer a libertarian issue. This is tyranny.
And
And that's the problem with these data centers.
The government steals more from you as a result of one group's actions. That is not a thing that libertarians are proponents of.
Right, because I've had people offer me, like, try out the hypothetical. Well, what if they were purely on purely private property, not federal land that these crony mega corporations were given access to that other people don't have access to? What if they were someone's private property? They were fully funded by that person's private profits. Would you support them then? It's still not that simple because things like utilities, electricity, water, like we don't have a competitive market in those things. We have state-sanctioned monopolies. Okay, when electricity is in short supply, you don't get competitors springing up trying to bring you cheaper electricity. You just get rolling blackouts or you get skyrocketing utilities bills. So it's not that simple because we do not have a free market and people need to stop pretending we do.
There's only
nothing free market about data centers. And then there's still the fact that they're being used to spy on everyone, which is still an act of aggression, even if they were funded purely by private profits and on private property.
This is only possible through government cronyism and corporatism. In fact, this would not be able to happen otherwise. Not to this degree and not with this tragedy of the commons bullshit. Sorry, Keith, go on.
I'm sorry. With the noise you're mentioning that's below the audible range, is that from the cooling systems? Like what produces that?
Exactly. The cooling systems. And speaking of the cooling systems,
what if we put RGB lights going?
Yeah, it's the gamer lights.
Yeah.
It's
all the DevOps engineers being like, oh yeah, look at my server, it's so sick.
Probably.
But
they do have flashy lights everywhere.
One of the things they realize is that it is cheaper to pull water in and dump it down into like an aquifer, polluting the groundwater and things, than it is for them to actually do a consistent cooling loop, because it's cheaper to pump in fresh water from the water system, cool with it, and then dump the heat somewhere else rather than having to go through a radiator and doing a heat exchanger. And so that's what they do. And they use massive amounts of water because of this. And people are like, oh, well, it's nothing compared to farming. It's like, okay, I have problems with farming doing this too. Like, this is not a...
I was under the impression that
being able to suck at your teeth is a problem. Do what?
I was under the impression that most of the cooling was closed loop. I didn't
That's what
realize
they're
a lot of it
claiming
was,
they're
was
tr-
The
Well,
old
one of them
data
are
centers,
saying they're
yes.
trying
These
to.
new ones are not.
really, huh? That seems like that would be a long-term loss, even if it's cheaper to build.
Not when they
Although
had
maybe they're not
subsidies,
expecting it
though.
to be.
And
Hmm.
that's possible, but also if they're subsidized, who cares? They can just go crying to the government for more money every time they are operating at a loss.
Yeah, if you put enough of the
Especially with things like the
economy into it, I
CHIPS
guess they'll
Act.
have to.
Right? The government now partially owns more than 20 companies in the U.S. while being like, this is a free market. We're not at all communist.
That's communist.
Communists are the enemy, though. Those people
It's-
protesting the data
MAGA's
centers are the
communist now.
commies.
Two sides of the same fucking cursed coin, everyone. It is the same. It's the same. Which is why I'm not going to stand for either one of them. It's dumb.
Archie's correct
It's the
here.
same place.
If the government wasn't stopping people from building out like molten salt reactors, etc., we could also have stupidly cheap power. But the government watched an episode of The Simpsons and freaked the fuck out and is like, can't do this. Nuclear's scary. Homer Simpson might fuck it up.
I thought it was the Blinky the Three-Eyed Fish.
Blinky is also a good one.
Blinky is really cool. We are all Blinky, comrade. Should 3 fists in the air. Should we do the Nick Shirley segment? I forget who found this
All right.
one. Kyle, you look excited to talk about Nick Shirley. Certainly more excited than Nick Shirley is to talk about anything based on the level of consonant omission that he frequently exhibits. And by frequently, I mean always. What on earth is this consonant ignoring, speech impeded Walter Cronkite of our generation up to now?
So, one of the things that's been known about Nick Shirley's reporting is that it's based on nothing. The thing that he did was say, here are these things that they've been proven to be fraudulent on, and they've been convicted of. And then I went to those same places with my video camera out, said I was enrolling my kid, and they wouldn't open the classrooms to let me see the children. There must not be children in there. Because, you know, if someone,
that's a
if
totally
some random
normal thing.
fuck,
Random guy
Right,
with a
walks
camera
into
says,
your
"Where are
school,
your
the school."
children?"
let me see your kids.
Show me your
I'm
children.
just looking to bring my kid here, I
The
swear.
normal thing to do is to show them the kids.
We have a wide
Because he got
selection
blocked.
of children.
It's like there must be more fraud. And the thing that is broken this week, and it's not 100% like proven yet. It's one of those like anonymous source things. Is that
Surely eat the
this
cats
is
and dogs.
literally a psyop from the White House, trying to take the shots because he went after specifically very, very blue
I mean,
areas. right?
obviously.
So
That
he
video was
the
used
notion.
as the pretext for sending ICE to Minneapolis.
Yes.
What is the support for the notion that this is a psyop, by the way? And is it the level
How's
of
it supposed
psyop
right?
that Hillary Duff was for me in my life?
The claim is that the White House correspondent has confirmed it to someone, and they gave details. People were like, "Oh, that's definitely true." I went through it, and I thought it was iffy. I would like to see more before I would put my money
I
on
feel
it.
like a lot of people will simp for the White House for free, without needing to be controlled. They're controlled ideologically, if not directly financially.
Right.
Since you would not tell me what the details were,
I told you the details.
you didn't say what the details were, though. You said the details were.
It came from an anonymous White
Yeah, but
House.
what did they say?
Who was it? Why are you protecting that,
That
Kyle?
that it was a psyop, that the White House got Shirley to do this, and that they've pushed this in the media to make this a bigger story, so that they could bring ICE out and they could go into the cities, and they would have an excuse to run harder.
That
against
sounds
people.
too competent.
That seemed obvious. Either that was deliberate or he was unwittingly serving, and just in an effort to get famous and become the next right wing, the next darling of the
He's
right.
literally a prank tuber. His entire career has been, ha ha ha, I ran up and hit somebody. They got mad. Like, yeah, no shit they did. I'd punch you back too.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
it is the same kind of thing.
he's unimpressed.
wouldn't
Is that
show
how
where
he
the children
got me
are.
on talk well is that they like get punched in the face and now he can't. I'm serious. I'm really worried about this guy's his speech. I don't know what's wrong with him, and I'm worried for his health. If he's really a psyop, you would think that he'd be able to like get speech therapy, right? I mean, you could pay for that.
That's part of the psyop. He speaks perfectly fine.
No, I would
British,
pick
in
a better psyop than this. Like, why would you pick Nick Shirley if you could have anyone, right?
Amanda's like, why would you pick Nick Shirley when you could have had Nick Gillespie?
I mean, Nick Gillespie probably wouldn't do the White House psyop. He's too principled for that. I mean, I would have. I would.
Oh my goodness!
Any psyop that Nick Gillespie wants to be part of, I'd pay attention to it, because I'm serious about journalism, Nick. It's not weird. I like his articles.
It seemed weird.
I just like his articles.
I just read him for the articles.
On the floor.
No, that's not true. Moving on. What? Anyway, speaking of articles, there were many articles written about a professor named Jason R. Day. I wanted to talk about this. I think it's interesting. For those who don't know, Jason R. Day was a Cambridge professor who evidently was a serial plagiarist and fabulist. Not only does he seem to have plagiarized all of his, much of his thesis, dissertation, what have you, without this being spotted by anyone who hired him or let him graduate. In addition to other papers, he seems to have fabricated several details about his life, such as being a marathon runner, and having been...
Is he considered Congress?
Having been mute until the age of 11. There were a lot of things that like didn't add up about this guy. And again, was found to have plagiarized. My thing with him was that apparently when he plagiarized, he still left in the grammar of the text that he was plagiarizing, which did not, or the punctuation of the text that he was plagiarizing, which did not translate well to his plagiarized text once he moved the words around. So he like had apostrophes where there shouldn't have been apostrophes, and it was very upsetting for me. Anyhow,
Is he in fact George Santos in blackface?
He didn't even
Not anymore.
He didn't even proofread the stuff he was plagiarizing.
I don't know. Someone should have. Many people.
Maybe he confused being able to speak until 11 with being able to read until 11.
He also said that he couldn't read until like 18.
I mean, to be fair, if you want to have a career in academia, you have to have a cool backstory to tell people. So
fair. So anyhow, he apparently, and I guess we don't know for sure, after this media firestorm about him, seems to have taken his life. He's certainly not with us anymore, and it looks as though it's by his own hand. So obviously, I'm upset that he's gone. I'm also upset about the plagiarism. I don't think offing yourself is a fitting punishment for being a serial plagiarist.
It's a little excessive.
It's a little excessive. Probably should have lost his job, as well as the jobs that he made up and never actually had. There is now,
well, you can't lose those.
There is now this attempt to crucify the press for driving this man to do what he did, which, in addition, I think, to sending a very bad message to people, is just seems backwards. You report on someone. If you report truthfully, obviously, if you're making things up, it's a different story. But if you're truthfully on someone, then
then he could get a career in academia.
Right, exactly. It's very strange seeing people come for the press in this respect. Like, apparently there were these editors and writers who knew that he was troubled and knew that he was not in a good place when various articles were released, and they released them anyway.
Do they suppress the article then?
That's the thing. It's like it's awful that he wasn't in a good place, and I wish he'd gotten help. But that's not a reason to not report on something.
Right. Now, there is a troubling amount of news that is also commentary now, I think, where
Yes.
everything is everything is a talk show, right?
Yes.
And so if they were doing that and then they were ridiculing him, aside from just reporting on what factually happened, that could be a problem.
Mhm.
But I don't think they should, let his bad position steer the article.
Oh, can you imagine if we only reported the news and didn't comment on it?
Can you imagine the idea that like
We named the
this
show.
guy doesn't feel good? We can't say he's done something bad.
Donald
Can
Trump
you
had a
imagine
really
how
bad
fast
day,
politicians
so,
would just be like,
yeah.
"I'm sad. I was forced to nuke that school because I was sad."
Yeah. Bill Clinton was forced to bomb Serbia because he was
Okay.
very, very lacking.
That Tylenol factory was making me
satisfaction.
autistic.
Yes, yes. I agree. It's disturbing to see the pile-on of the press in all of this. They uncovered something that was pretty significant, right? Which is that Cambridge was not vetting scholars. This is Cambridge. This is not. I'm not going to say the university name because they'll get mad at me saying as though it's a bad university. But this is not just any school, right? This is supposed to
It's
be
not the University of Georgia.
There we
Fuck
go.
you, UGA.
It's hi Addison. It's a prestigious, internationally prestigious university. They're not vetting him at any stage. They are not. These are multiple articles. This is his dissertation. Then he's hired for this position. I didn't put much stock in apparent firsthand accounts of having been taught by him because anyone can make up anything. Those firsthand accounts were not glowing. There seemed to be no oversight at any step of the way because this person's story was just so fantastic, literally.
Well, precisely. Yeah, that was.
No, yeah.
Everybody wanted the professor who was mute until age either 11 or 18.
I want professors who are mute still, honestly.
That's-
I've had a few professors who I did wish would just stop talking. I'm like, dude, just teach us the material.
few?
I don't need to hear your life story. And I had others who had actually entertaining life stories, and I'm like, okay, I'd like to hear more about your college days.
And again, as someone who has been in the humanities and academia, it is a problem. The selective scrutiny, I think, when really there should be scrutiny applied across the board to academic inquiry. But yeah, I wanted to raise that because, especially since it's happening in the UK, where their freedom of speech is already not fantastic, I'm a little bit worried about, Jason's Law or something being passed, having to do with the press and whether they'll be able to publish things when people are allegedly in crisis. Did we have more? I felt like we had more. We always have more. Kyle gets mad when we don't have things. So
Can you use that then? Like, I only cut down the flock camera because it was making me sad.
there we go. Please
But, like,
don't.
I just have a thing where I don't like being
I
domestically
Molotov the
spied
data
upon.
center because
Yes, I don't like. I felt like I was being
the
spied on.
5G noise coming off the data center was causing a flux in my 5G vaccine.
There we go. It was causing the the magnetic field in my arm to act up.
My magnetic arm was getting pulled toward the data center.
Every infringement upon speech and opportunity. What say you, Kyle?
freedom of speech is important.
I think you need a larger water bottle or a vodka bottle.
It's very heavy because I just filled it up before the show started. I filled it up again, and I keep on reaching for it and being surprised by how heavy it is.
It weighs as much as she does.
It's heavy.
It's in fact the cooling core of a data center.
There we go. Exactly. Exactly.
That's because Amanda's the robot data center.
That'd be nice. I'd like to be a
It all
robot.
makes sense now.
Yeah.
Or she's being controlled by the data center. See, I'm semi-convinced that what's really going on with the reason why you have these politicians who are willing to completely sell out their entire town for these data centers is because the
Oh no.
Oh God!
Oh, no, they
The
got
data
her.
centers.
We got
Oh
her.
no, the data center. Data center got-
She was on to them.
The real problem with my ISP is
No, Rose, what's your theory? Try again. Try again. See if they get you. What are you convinced of?
I might have to log out and log back in if the internet is going to do that
It's
again.
fine. We can hear you now. Tell it.
No, they're on to me. I'm scared to
They're
share
on
my
to us.
theory this time. The data centers have infiltrated these people's brains and are controlling them. The reason why you've got these politicians willing to sell out their entire town and piss everyone off is that they're being controlled by the AI from the data centers. It's taken over their brains. They are the
sounds-
AI now.
Have you workshopped this with Austin?
yeah. I was gonna say
I
it sounds
should.
like a Hawaii resolution.
It could be. It could be.
They've already
gosh.
got robot dogs that are capable of patrolling data centers. Like they've
And they have
advertised these as
robot.
Mm.
They have robot Baphomet. Oh no. He's
Yeah.
gonna bring
Like-
Baphomet.
He's gonna do it.
they got Kyle, but not me again.
You
so-
see, the robot dog is more efficient because you don't need to have like a secret signal for them to bark. You just have like a button.
What I
for it. Like,
wonder-
oh, it must have
I'm
been
like-
robot cocaine.
Kyle,
wondered,
no.
I'm like,
What?
I'm like, are the robot AI dogs controlled by the AI that the data center is powering? Probably. Like, no.
I think the
they're
robot dog was an
controlling- I think they're
on
controlling.
board AI.
I think they're controlling local politicians. Okay. They've
mean, I
already been
feel like a
lost to the AI,
politician
and that's
doesn't
why
take
they're
much to
doing its
sell out.
bidding.
Like they just want to go in and say like, hey, I created 1,600 jobs and we're bringing this much tax revenue to our area.
And I got a nice
And
little
You say
campaign
3 halves of
donation. I
every
mean,
data center.
I got a nice little
Mhm.
campaign contribution for my reelection. I mean, that's the most like plausible and like that's the most simplest and the probably the most plausible explanation. I just like mine better.
You did a picture of the 3 halves of the robot with the
He
chainsaw
doesn't
hands
need any more
cutting
pictures
down a flock
of
camera.
Actually, okay. You know what? I would
Yeah.
use the Baphomet to cut down a flock camera. That's fair.
Yeah, if these
Yeah.
things can be on
It-
our side, then
Yeah. If you
Oh,
can
God.
get the entire post from a flock camera, you can send it to Rose for a new curtain rod.
There we go. No, well, the Baphomet can help with the curtain rod because the Baphomet's super tall. Again, I'm not giving up on the Baphomet because I feel
I'm
like
giving
I
up on the Baphomet.
work for me. I'm just really afraid of the way that it looks, and so I need to get past that.
That's
Let's
very
see.
demonist of you.
Yes. Well, good
Just-
thing I'm not.
Just because of all the child sacrifice and the point to bring about the end of the world.
I
Not
like
like
the
you would
idea
have a-
of having
nothing.
you
You would
should
have a
like
problem
talk
with child
smack about
sacrifice.
Baphomet. He's going through quite a lot, and
Yeah.
is unstable. All right, Kyle, what are you
I like
looking
the
at?
idea of having them at the next libertarian convention as security.
I do too.
Mm.
I would
I'm
just
trying to make a Baphomet cut down a flock camera.
Oh, got you. With the AI, strangely, Kyle is using an LLM.
He's using the data center against itself.
I
to
was-
block critique against the data centers.
was gonna
I
say,
cannot
that
generate a
Kyle-
photorealistic image. Womp womp.
Because
Just
it's
giving
got
up
a
on it.
No.
camera. You
I
could
didn't
just
even tell it a flock camera. I just told it a pole with maybe a camera on top.
With maybe a
And it was
camera.
like, mm-mm.
That's creepy, actually. That's creepy that the LLMs refuse to.
You know what LLM
They're
won't refuse this
protecting
one?
themselves.
Grok won't refuse this one.
No, Grok will put tits on it.
Yeah, the Grok will make the Baphomet extremely
On the flock camera.
Yeah, the Baphomet will be very, very
It'll have a bikini on the chainsaw.
almost as curvaceous as me. In fact,
Almost.
Oh gosh.
yeah, almost.
The pole.
There
exactly.
we go. I have now asked Grok.
The only thing Grok's good for.
ChatGPT was like, I can't do this, but I can draw it as an SVG illustration. Let me make
What?
a stylized version of 3/2. It's like, okay, bud. Good luck with that one.
It can't make a picture of it, but it can make HTML that generates the the picture of it.
Yeah. Yes.
It's a malicious
I can't
compliance.
do that, but I can make something else that sort of does that. Oh God, this is the most
This
Grok
is
thing
like
of all time.
this is like this is like what people do with the government.
Is it-
Like, well,
is it
I
really
can't
a,
rob you, but if I vote for someone and they vote, they get people to rob you, it's okay.
This
We
is-
can't track your every move without a warrant,
Oh my goodness
but
gracious.
we can hire a private.
This is exactly
company
what
to
you'd
do it.
expect of
So-
Grok.
Somehow less creepy than the
Oh,
actual
hey.
robot.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it does have a nice chest. I'll say that.
I'm excited that it's cutting a pole down with the flat of the blade.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
like
yeah. It's,
Well,
just whacking.
its way through.
It's like sliced little X into it too.
Oh man,
Correct.
let's see.
Was it
Subliminal
standing in
messaging
front of a
came from the
Cybertruck?
Okay, I got.
You think Elon sneaks
Oh,
sneaks
goodness.
Cybertrucks in there as advertising?
Possibly.
I-
That might have been a
I
Cybertruck.
got ChatGPT to do it, but it's horrifying.
All right, bring it on.
Somehow it's like, there we go. It's the Temu version. Look at the like. It's somehow scarier to me.
Oh, I'm sure we are going to see.
It looks
discount
more like the
versions.
bot.
Backrooms version.
Yeah.
And that's not even.
But,
that doesn't even look like a flock camera. That's just an ordinary surveillance camera
It's
attached
just cutting
to
out a trail
log.
camera.
This is
It's-
the one that I
it's
think is the
removing-
most exciting.
Oh, right.
That's I like that
It's
a lot.
removing the deer. It's removing the deer camera to protect its own.
We should put them on a cave, and centuries from now, people are going to study it and be like, "What were they saying? What were they telling us?" This was the same year as Jimothy has been dated. All right, have we exhausted our repository of?
I think so. This week was not as brutal as other weeks.
Well, I know
on
you got very
news.
upset last week because we didn't
That's a
go
low
through every
bar.
Oh, we didn't touch on the ICE agent from Texas that
Okay.
they're refusing to deport.
Oh,
Yes. Okay.
right. Just when you think you're finally going to see a Fed held accountable. Yeah, right. Now he's trying to move to Mexico and telling this woman he wants to marry her.
Right.
Yep.
So that's a twist.
Minnesota's called for him to be extradited to Minnesota to face charges. Texas is refusing, and now he's fleeing to Mexico. Texas is like, not our problem. And it's like, you can't fucking do that. So,
Right. No, this
Good
was
job,
the guy who made up the whole story about. So he shot this man through his door, then fabricated a story that the guy had attacked him with a shovel, and that's why
They
he
tried to
shot
run
the
him
guy.
over with his car because they really like that one.
That's their favorite. No, this time it's funny. He went with he
Bumped him.
tried to attack me with a shovel this time. I don't think I've heard that one more than once.
oh gosh.
With a like in Home Alone.
It's true.
So yes, they're refusing to. Texas is refusing to extradite, or as they might say, textradite.
Ah,
Aye. No. Okay. Kyle, are you playing with more LLMs, or did you have more to say
No.
about this?
That's pretty much it. We're at the point where the states are like, no, we're not going to like. I love that it's Texas too. Texas, we're big on punishing crime. It's like, no, we're not going to hold him accountable.
Crime unless the crimes are committed by the people who punish the crime.
Right. Back the
Yeah,
blue.
that's always been the case.
Hmm.
I mean, I'd
So I
like
think
to
the
see other states say fuck no to laws that actually infringe on civil liberties, but we don't see nearly enough of that.
Yeah, when we the last that we heard that might be happening was, in the states where they were sending ICE officers, and then just everyone stood down. Could you please not come into our state, please? Oh, okay.
But our local cops will still show up and protect the agents if they do.
Right.
God, pussies.
All right, everyone. There's your business list. We will be back We are scheduling, in fact, sometime soon. We are scheduling an interview with some of the good people of D-Flock. So stay tuned for that. We will be back on Wednesday with the 2-hour lunch hour. We'll be back next Thursday with the business list. Might throw in a solidarity stream on Tuesday somewhere.
We do have a solidarity stream Tuesday.
Do we have solidarity stream next Tuesday? All right. What is it? Please tell us. Oh, is that with David? All right. We are going to be talking with David Beto on the solidarity stream on Tuesday, and that is going to be at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Join us for that. Until next time, everyone, we are the Business List.
We're gonna say anarchy, and we're gonna say anarchy. Full transparency. Now I wanna see anarchists on the business list.